Good morning. This is Director Marlon Green, Director of Photography Internationals. Uh, Good morning. This is Hall of Famer, Director of Photography Marlon Green. Welcome to the show. Hi, today I want to talk about some critical issues surrounding faith, politics, and the well-being of colored folks around the world. And I want to say thanks for you all having a positive attitude. I know some of this stuff is not easy to digest, but it needs to be brought to the attention of the mainstream media and the people alike, because I don't think that you all are doing a good enough job serving us, and I think that we can do a better job than this. Okay, first of all, we need to clean up the churches, okay? Because for 400 years, the churches, the Masons, and other groups like that have been around, and they have gained social advantages at the African American expense. I don't like the fact that Masons can get people out of jail better than lawyers, and I think it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? All of this favoritism in the courts. We have exploitations from child support agencies, you name it. The Black Congressional Caucus have not done anything. That they claim that they're progressive, they claim that they're going to help us, but then they turn around and stab us in the back, just like Bernie Sanders did. Bernie Sanders got all of this support from African Americans, and then at the last minute, he dumps the philosophy of being for the people and wants us to join Hillary. You're not going to get that from me. And also, I want to clarify, the people in Israel are not the chosen people. The Zionists are not the chosen people. Africans were there before most of the white folks, and a lot of the history has been whitewashed. So let's just get that out the way, and so we can get to the next step. The next step is white folks that's in these leadership positions, especially in the churches. Y'all going to have to do a better job at directly confronting racism. You see, this is the problem that I have with you all. You don't get to specifics when it comes to you all's responsibility. You can get the specifics on everybody else and tell everybody else what to do, but you're in charge of America, and look at the mess that you all cause. You go into everyone's country causing mess, and you can't even manage your own affairs. And let me tell you something else about these women. Ladies, you need to tone it down talking about women this, women that, because it needs to be on a united front. And every time you talk about women this and women that, there's only two really genders, male and female. Even if you change, you still pick out of one or the other. There is no third gender. So you're either one or the other one. Even if you possess traits of both, you're either one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Just like you apply for African American. If I was to have an African American kid with an interracial or another person from another race, they have to pick whether they black. They don't have any choice. Society already labels them colored or minority. And let me tell you, minority ladies, something. There's nothing wrong with being a minority woman, but you're not going to be able to use these sad stories and advance socially and leave us men behind. Because what's happening is a lot of you all are beating a dead horse about excuses and abuses, but you all don't see the things that you all doing. I'm not saying it's all of you all, but the bullshit is going to have to stop. The hypocrisy in the Christian church is going to have to stop. You do not pick another religion over your own Christians. If you do, your congregation is not real. If you can't confront racism in your church, your congregation is not strong. If you can't teach and you can't cooperate and you can't treat everyone the same or on a fair basis, There is something wrong with your congregation, your church, and your leadership. As far as the Middle East, I don't know right now. There's a lot of things that's going on and a lot of parts that's moving, but what I do know is that we're not going to let Israel tell us what to do, okay? And all of you white folks that blindly are sticking up with Israel and all of these other countries and trying to put other Mexicans and Spanish before us African Americans, if you don't want us with reparations, that's totally messed up. If you don't believe African Americans deserve reparation, you're a hypocrite, you're a liar, and Satan is your father. If you can give Japanese, Chinese, Latinos, Indians, Eskimos reparations, and then you pass up African Americans, you're not real. If you don't think that we deserve reparations, you're not responsible. If you don't think that we deserve reparations, you're not supposed to be entertaining, keeping things from us, and then expect us to come in your church giving tithes. I'm not giving no tithes because I had 3 religious people that done me wrong, and I'm not going to say their names. They know who they are. And instead of them retaliating, whatever I win, they're just not going to get it. There is no God in the churches. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. These judges are so corrupt. These lawyers are so corrupt. And I don't want to say it's all white folks, but y'all in charge. You got to do a better job in the churches. You got to do a better job in the community. You got to do a better job in social events, because it seems to me it's only important when it's pertaining to you. You are charged a community activist with terrorism, but when a white girl gets caught with explosives and a note with harmful intent, they just get counseling. That's bullshit. You got to do better than that. You can come on TV acting like you're holier than thou, but I can tell if you're prejudiced or not. I can tell by the expressions on your face that you don't like black folks. I can tell looking at your congregation if you're prejudiced. If I see all of one color or caked up in one color in one spot, I know you're not real. If you can't help local community leaders, you're not real. You can have a congregation, but that doesn't mean your leadership skills does not need polishing. And a lot of these people, especially in the South, they have this arrogant attitude. And a lot of these kids are a lot younger than me, and they're very, very disrespectful, especially the white folks. There was this kid just the other day that he was driving and he was listening to his rap music real loud, and he didn't see that he was blocking the driveway that would allow me to merge in the traffic. So he bumping his music loud, right? And so he not paying attention. He's blocking the driveway. He's bumping so loud this rap music. He's not paying attention. And so I'm sitting there for like 5 minutes or so, something like that. And all of the traffic is just dodging around him. So the traffic wasn't moving. I went around him slow. And I say, hey, God, man, you need to pay attention, God. And he said, man, fuck you. And I say, I'll fuck you up. And we just kept going. I wasn't going to fuck him up, but Americans, I know they like to talk a lot. So I don't really pay attention to too much of what they're saying, but I do pay attention to what they do. And when the church congregation leadership skills is lacking, I'm gonna cite them. You can't be contradictory. You can't be supporting supremacists, and you can't be saying you don't like blacks with reparations, because you got reparations, you got a family, and there's always some peril that y'all don't know about. Quit putting other races in front of African Americans and Native Americans, and stay out of those other countries until you solid in America, because a lot of you all, you'll put up this front like you're solid in America, and you'll go help these other countries, and they don't know about your games. And white folks, your time is up in Africa. You can talk all of you want, but the white folks in America and in the Europeans, y'all gonna be pushed behind Asia and Russia because you're too racist. Everywhere y'all go, certain white folks always starting shit at other people's expense, and white people don't have the strength to correct things on the spot unless they're totally comfortable with it. And I'm never in my comfortable zone. I'm always getting things done outside my comfort zone. So I expect you all to do that. And I respect God, but if God's idea is to strike African Americans until white folks, Arabs, and Jews get they shit together, me and him not gonna see eye to eye too, because I'm not spiritually stupid, and money don't grow on fucking trees, and even God gotta be out of his fucking mind if he think that African American and Spanish women and women of color are just gonna come back to their men after being turned against them and bought and sold for 400 fucking years. The white folks can't help me get no girlfriend because mainstream America, mostly white folks, fucked up the social conditions for us to even have a wife. You took away our wives. You took away our girlfriends. You give us sissies. Y'all keep the money for yourself and leave us destitute in the street like fucking dogs while y'all brag to each other how much you got. You know what I'm saying? If in God we trust, it ain't the same God we talking about, because all the fuck gods y'all give a fuck about is the God of money. It's not all of y'all. But if you can't listen to me, you can't listen to God either. And like Moses was telling Pharaoh, let his people go, I'm telling white folks, let my people go, because you've been enslaving us long enough. You've been loving us, sleeping with us, exploiting us, and abusing us the whole 400 years, while God just sit on the sidelines and let you do it while you think you were blessed. But now he left it up to us. We're going to take control of our own future. You white folks stay out of our affairs unless you're taking orders from us. We don't need no genetically modified mosquitoes to combat any illnesses, because mosquitoes are made to do what they do. Okay? We don't need any human interfering with genetically modified mosquitoes talking about we're going to make mosquitoes safer. No, you're making mosquitoes more deadlier. Every GMO the white folks make, it causes cancer. Every product that the white folks make, is something wrong with it. It's either got too much salt, too much sugar, too much fat, no nutrients, too expensive, and shit like that. And you get on this, and they come on this TV, and these white folks singing and shit, and they don't get along with black folks. Y'all fucking phony. If I don't see a lot of black folks in your congregation, I'm going to know you're prejudiced off top. If you're not breaking bread with color folks, especially African Americans, I'm going to say you're full of shit and you know it. I'm an international Hall of Famer, and I'm helping billionaires reach higher status, and America can't fucking even help me sustain a living because they're too fucking busy out helping other countries and leaving us behind at the African American expense. That shit is over. It's over, okay? Y'all gonna have to show us more respect. Y'all gonna have to break bread. Y'all gonna have to provide provisions. Y'all gonna have to be more understanding. And if you don't get along with us, you're not getting money first in Africa. We're not gonna treat your kids like one of us. Oh yeah, I say treat your kids like one of us because you can be fucking prejudiced and your kids like black folks and they hang out around black folks and they come home and they got to put up with your shit, teaching them how to be racist. We're not the scourge of the earth, motherfuckers. Get that shit together. Y'all been whipping us, beating us, and putting us in jail for 400 years while you spoil our bitches. And our bitches don't even know about the folk songs that we men sing in jail. Oh, they whip us and they beat us and they throw us in jails. They whip us and they beat us and they throw us in jail. They whip us and they beat us and they throw us in jail while they spoil our women. Our women are the weak link of our culture because they will let anything happen to you. They will join these secret groups like fraternities and sororities, turn their back on their community, and block my social life because I'm doing good and they're stuck in the rut. I blame African Americans. If you're in a sorority or any kind of secret group or any kind of hate group like Black Lives Matter, Skull and Bones, and any kind of religious fanatic groups like the KKK, you will not get reparations. And any white folks that does not support reparations for African American, not only are you a hypocrite, you're the father of lies and you're a follower of Satan. Because a lot of y'all just in religion that just get paid, and that's how a lot of you all white folks came on top. But now that the field is level for colored folks, we're not just going to let you fuck over us anymore, take our women, take our wealth. And if I was you, I would start explaining what you all did instead of leaving the African American male to explain your mess. Because you made the communication so bad that even if I give my own white folks or my own black folks advice, they're going to turn me away because they have been conditioned to the point that they can't see their own mistakes. They don't know who the women they don't know who the real women enemies are. And African Americans, males like me, that are tired of being blamed for other folks. So if you want to blame anyone, blame yourself, because we've picked ourselves up by our bootstraps, but our ladies have not caught up yet. And America has bred these women to be lazy, and that's the first thing white folks do, is spoil the minority women and collapse the economy, which gives them the advantages. Where the American woman is only going to run America. And that's pretty much it. You're not going to run the rest of these world governments sending your husbands out to do shit for you while you sit back tickled pink getting spoiled while other people are working hard and can't get a thing. You know, that shit's got to stop. Hollywood is racist. The radio broadcasting industry is racist. And if white folks don't support strong black leaders, they really don't support blacks, because they're not going to tell blacks to help themselves. They're only going to tell you to help them, even if you need more help than them, which is fine sometimes. But eventually, you should recognize that others need more than you, and stop paying attention and stop trying to glut up every damn thing and claiming that you're something that you're not. I challenge these churches to lift them curse off themselves, off of bigotry, hypocrisy, racism, living in shame, living up to your responsibilities, living honorably. Because we're not the one tearing up the planet. It's you are. And you're not going to be able to keep blaming us even after you bought off our social media icons, athletes, celebrities, and movie stars, including sports figures. It's over. And the next celebrity, black celebrity, that says the earth is flat, I'ma fucking hammer you, because you're too old and you're too stupid to be saying that shit, putting us in a position not to get respected by them white folks. And I don't like that shit. We're going to have to clean that up.